The little red box is going to be up top if we are live. If it is not, you are catching the replay. And please put browse in the comments, just the word browse, because I don't think there's a browse picture, because we are going to be focusing on our brows today. I'm going to be using our brow palette. This is the light one in our store. So this is the light one. It comes with the brow color, the tracer, and then the wax. The tracer means the color you use to trace around when you're done. Sometimes I use it on top of the brown to help tame down my brows. But we are going to be focusing on our brows today. I'm going to get another pencil, another brush today to help me. We're just going to use this end of the brush. I'm going to get a little bit of that brown on my brows. So just a little bit of the brown right there on the end of the brush. It's on the brush, I promise it is. And then I'm going to bring my mirror a little bit closer. You guys should still be able to see. So here's my mirror a little bit closer. I'll scoot this way. Now, what you want to do is you want to line your brow up with the corner of your eye. So you see how I did that? The end of your nose to the corner of your eye. And you want it to be straight. So, right here, I put a little dot. You see my dot? Now we're going to do the same corner of your eye right there. And then we're going to put another dot right there. Don't worry about if it's long. That's going to be the shape for our eyebrow. We're going to do the same on this side. Corner of your nose, straight up, dot. There's our dot. Hello. We're focusing on our brows, and we are defining the shape of our brow first, and this looks like it's going to be about the same, and so we're just going to put a dot. Don't worry about if it's a lengthwise line, because it'll be fixed, because you're going to come in with contour and then that defining. So here we go. I'm not going to use the gel with the brown, but I may possibly use it with the wax, because this is a wax that comes with it. I may use it with the actual defining section, where you actually trace out the brow to make sure it's the way you want it. So this is our brow palette. This is the light one. We also have it in medium. So depending on your shade, light or medium. I probably could have gotten away with the medium as well, but I chose the light one. So I'm just going to be going in with the brown. I got my mirror here, and I got a mirror on here. And now what we're going to do is, we got the brown on the brush. We're still using that brown. We're going to trace. The bottom is actually always going to be longer than the top. Trace and define your brows. Sometimes before I do it, let me see if I can find it here. I will brush the hairs up. So let me do that. Brush the hairs up. This actually helps a little bit more in doing this. And I need to pluck my brows, so I haven't done that, and I haven't gotten them waxed, which I probably should get them waxed. And then you're just gonna line the bottom. And if you have questions, feel free to ask. I will do my best to answer them. So all I did was line the bottom. Now we're going to do the same at the top, but we're going to go a little bit shorter. Trust the process. You don't want to bring it all the way out to the line like you did on the bottom. Go a little bit shorter. And then I'm going to brush it down. Brush them down so that I can see where the edge of my brows normally are. I'm trying to go a little bit faster than what I normally do. I'm going to stay inside a little bit. And if you end up going outside of your brows, don't worry about it, because you're going to come in with concealer and then the white tracer. I'm trying to make sure my brush is pointed the right way. That is the other thing with your brush. Make sure it is lengthwise with the, because see it's tapered. I like to make sure the tapered is on the left side. Sometimes if I do it on the right side, I mess up. So we have lined our brow there. You see how it comes to a point and it gets smaller on this side? It's because I followed my hairline. Now we're going to fill that in. And like you want to do strokes. And now I'm up and down. Sometimes you can go sideways, but I like to do it up and down. And then when I get in here towards the thinner section, then I go sideways. Now that brow is filled in. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'll turn my light so you can see it. That brow is now filled in. But it's not perfect. We're going to clean off that brush. Okay, brush is now cleaned off. I gotta get the hair off of it because my section had hair on it because of the cats. So now we're going to brush it out. So I got a spoolie brush. You can use the end of a clean mascara brush. I didn't bring down mascara today because my eyes are itchy this morning. So what you want to do, you want to just brush out your brows. This is going to undefine a little bit what you just did, but don't worry about that. This actually helps get your brows the way that you want them. See how it is actually dulled down the color a little bit? I like that. I like that it dulled down the color. Now I'm going to come in with some of the wax. Get the wax on the brush and that lighter color. And then we're just going to trim around. This is how you use the palette if you don't have any concealer. So I'm using just the palette. So you see how that is like defining and cleaning up what we did there. I'll come a little bit closer so you can see. I'm using my mirror on the actual palette. And then you can drag it down. Look at that. It's cleaned up the bottom line. So that is wonderful. Now we're going to go through and do the same on the top. I'm using the wax and the lighter color. And then once you get it in the sections that you want it, you can brush it up. That'll actually help make it easier when you go to put on your foundation and your concealer in that. So I'm going to get a little bit more wax on my brush and a little more of the color. And then I'm just going to trace out where I want my brow to be. And I'm just following my hairline. And now that I got it on there, I'm going to brush it up a little bit. So there is that brow. That brow is now done. We shouldn't have to do anything else with it until we go to put on the concealer. If we want to conceal around the brow, I'm not sure if I will do that today because that brow turned out really nice. I want to fix this section right here a tiny bit. I'm using my big mirror now. So we're just using that lighter color to trim around the brow. So look at that brow now that that brow is done. Beautiful, perfect. We have trimmed around that brow. And I want to come in with that darker brown a little bit because I see a section here when I look in my mirror. There you go. And if you think that you've gone too light in one section, you can go back in and fix it just like I did. Look at that brow. That brow is fantastic. Now I'm going to clean off the brush again because we don't want the wax when we go to do the dark brown on the other side. Now this is where it can get fun. A lot of people like to do the unibrow, but this is why I did the dots. You do the dots and it helps you see where your brows are going to be. This is the easiest way for me, but you can do the unibrow if you really think that it'll help you. I've never done it with the unibrow. I've always just put the dots here. And how I did the dots again is I lined up with the corner of my nose and my eye. And you see, that's where it's at. And then my corner of my eye and that's where it's at. So that is how I did the dots. That is where your eyebrow should be. A lot of people like to carry their eyebrow down and out. No, stop at the corner of your eye. That's where it should be. This one looks a little bit longer. I stopped at the corner of my eye, but it looks a little bit longer because I still need to get my brows plucked. So now we're going to go do the same thing with this eye. I'm actually going to brush the hairs up. Yes, brush the hairs up. So that brow is perfect. Now we're going to come in and do this one. Get the hair off my brush again. And I need to take a bite of food. I'm just going to do the same thing really quietly. And I'm eating so I can take my antibiotic. So now we're just going to, right where our line is, I'm following my hairline when I'm doing this. Don't be afraid if it turns out dark, because you are going to fix it. So there we go. We followed the hairline. Now I'm going to brush it down and do the same on the top. I was asked if I could show how I do my brows, so I'm showing how I do my brows. I'm now going to find posts on my page so I can share it to my main page. But there, I've done the bottom part, and then I'm going to do the top in just a minute. I'm sharing it. Feel free to share, but if you share it to your main page. Last time somebody shared to a group and people didn't like it, so it helps to share to your main page. I'm struggling. I'll share in my event. How about that? MY. Really? I put caps lock on? Really? No wonder it's not going to register it. MY. There we go. There. Why does it say that? Whatever. For some reason, when I share from my store page, it doesn't work. So I may have to move to my group tomorrow. So I will post the link to my group here soon. But we're just going to finish the top of this brow. So we're going to get that brown on our brush. And we've already brushed it back down. So now we're going to come in, there again, the lengthwise more towards the center of my face. I don't know why I'm scrunching my brows. We're going to come in a little bit, and then we're just going to line the brow. And I am blind, so if I can get this one to line and be perfect, that would be wonderful. There we go. We have lined that brow. And look, they look semi the same. I have to clean up the top a little bit because I saw where I went up. Now, we still have some brown on our brush. We're going to strokes. Get a little bit more brown on your brush and do strokes. And now this is where I turn lengthwise because it's the thinner part of the brow. Look at that. Beautiful. But we'll make it look as light as this one. It's just going to take a little bit. We're not done. Now I'm going to clean off my brush again. Cleaning off the brush. Now we're just going to brush it out like we did the last one. You're not actually brushing everything off. Look at that. Look at it's as light as the other one now. You're not actually brushing everything off. You're actually brushing it into the hairs, because when you're first putting it on, you're putting it on the hairs. So now there again, because I cleaned off my brush, my stuff has cat hair on it, so I can clean that off. Now we're going to dip in the wax like we did on the other eye. Dip into the wax and dip into the lighter color, because there's the wax and the lighter color. Now we're going to form the brows again. You're not necessarily forming the brows again. You're actually helping define where you just put the color. So there's the bottom. I flew right through that. So now we're going to put a little bit more on that brush and get the white again so that we can do the top. And this is helping me clean up where I screwed up, because I went up further past where I should have. I'm getting a little bit more on the brush. If you need more on your brush, get more on your brush. If you don't worry about it. And then I'm brushing it up so it can help us when we go to put on our foundation. And notice I did not do this side on either eye now, so now I'm going to come into the center because I want them to look even. And there are our brows. If you look, I will fix my light so you can actually see now. Look. It's lined with the edge of the eye, minus the hairs. There you go. Lined with the edge of the eye, lined with the front of the eye, lined with the front of the eye, lined with the edge of the eye, and they're the same thickness. Beautiful, perfect brows are done. And they actually look like sisters. That is another thing with brows. You want them to look fairly the same, and it actually helps. If your brows look fairly the same, then you are perfect and you're done. Today we did our brows just with this palette. We used our coloring and the light and the wax. The dark brown's right here in the wax because I used it with the dark brown the other day and it made my brown darker than what I like. So I didn't use it with the brown today, and it's perfect. So brows are perfect and done. That is how to use our brow palette. I used the brush that came with it. If you have an angled brush that looks like this one, then you can use it. See how it's tapered? That is a brow brush. A brow brush. This is our Wonderful palette. This is the light shades. We also have a medium shade. There again, it is $14 in the store. I absolutely love the brow palette. Look at the decorations on it. So beautiful, so pretty. There again, my name is Andrea. I'm glad to help you in any way possible. That is how you do your brows if you don't want to do any sort of makeup whatsoever. And perfectly done. Perfectly done. If you want to see the rest of the look, I'm going to be going into my event to go live to do my eyes. I'm not doing a very bright, vibrant look. So I'll see you there if you decide to join, and thank you so much for watching. Hello and welcome. And then put an eyeball because we are focusing on our eyes today. I did my brows on my actual store page, so if you want to see that live, go there. But first, stay here tuned with me today. Sometimes I will trim with concealer, which this is just in your dollar store concealer. But today I used our brow palette completely. So I used this, nothing but this on the brows. So our brow palette was our light color, and it was the coloring. And I used the light and the wax to train around the sides, and you see that they match. I walked through step by step of how I do my brows. So if you want to see that, go to my store page. I will post that link down below when I am through here so that you get a chance to watch that live as well. But now we are going to be focusing on our eyes, and this is our Cool Shades eyeshadow palette. Look at the case. Look at how beautiful it is. The Cool Shades eyeshadow palette. And we're just going to do a light look today, so we're going to stay within this top row. To start, I'm going to take my crease brush, the fluffy brush. It's just a crease brush. And then I'm going to take this light color right here. This color right here. We're staying neutral today. We're going to get it on the brush and we're going to tap it off. What little bit we tap off is actually going to be used on the other eye. So now I'm going to find my crease. Okay, there's my crease. And go crease and above for that color. And I'm keeping it like this and I'm rocking the brush. Now that I got it on there, I'm going to hold the brush a little bit further away to help it. This actually helps you control and better blend out. Look at that color. I love that color. Now we're going to get that little bit on the brush again, tap it, and then we're going to find the crease and do the other eye. And if you think you need to before you do anything, you can prime your eyes. I put a little bit of primer on my eyes. Now I'm going to come in with a different brush. I'm going to use my fluffy blender brush and I'm going to come in with the brown right here on the side, and that is going to go just below in the crease. There again, I'm going to tap it off again. So just below in the crease. Hello, Barbara, welcome. And now that we got that on, we're just going to do circular motions to help blend it out. I'm going to actually hold my brush towards the end to actually help get a lighter look. If you want to see how I did my brows, you go to my sales page. I will post that in the comments when I am done. I did that on my sales page, so look at how beautiful that coloring is. That coloring is so beautiful. Now we're going to get it on the brush again. We're going to do the other eye. So we're going just below the crease. And I'm holding it about medium way on my brush to get it on. And then when I go to blend it out, I pull it back towards the end of my brush. And then we're just going to blend it out. We're doing little small circular motions. And I'm using a fluffy brush to do this. It actually helps to have a fluffy brush. So look at that color. That color is so beautiful. Now I'm going to clean off the brush because I want the same brush. And then I'm going to come in with this light color right here. And we're going to get that on the brush. It's on the brush. And now we're just going to pat it down below. This is a simple, light, easy look today. And I'm patting it. As you're patting it, it's actually helping it blend into the other color that you just used up above. So we're only using 3 colors today. There you go. Beautiful eye. I patted it in the wrong color, so I gotta wipe it off. There we go. Now we're going to get that color on the brush again. Now we're going to pat it onto the other eye. And there is our eye look for today. I am not doing mascara because my eyes itch. I'm going to put on a little bit of liner to help highlight the light browns that I just did. The 3 colors in our palette we used were this one, and this one. So the top, middle 3. So we used the top, middle 3 and kept a light eye look for today. And that is our eyes. Now I'm going to get, I don't know why I closed that. I could probably still use that to do my liner. I'm going to get a brown liner to help line just the top. So my brown liner, I'm going to turn it up, and it's just a brown store liner. It just says eyebrow pencil on it. We don't carry them in the store as of yet, but hopefully soon. I'm waiting to see what the next new product is going to be. So now I'm just going to line just lightly where my, right next to my lashes. I'm staying within the corner of my eye and the corner of my eye. I don't want to carry it out, and I'm getting the line thinner as I get towards the outer edge. So it starts thin, goes a little thicker, and then it gets thin again. So there is our liner for that eye. So that is how you want to just highlight, and see how that just highlighted that color when I opened my eye? Just doing that, and it makes it look like I have mascara on already when I don't have any on. This is how I do a simple on-the-go eye look. So now I'm just going to do the same with the other eye. I'm going to start out thin, get a little bit of color towards the center, and thin on the outside. So see, I'm always faster with this eye. So there we go. That is our eye look for today. If you want, you can carry it down below, but I'm just going to leave it at that. So we've done our brows and our eyes today. That is all we are focusing on today. There again, we used our Cool Shades eyeshadow palette, just the top middle 3 colors for the eyes. And that is the live for today. I will post my link for my business page in the comments below here in a few minutes. If you want more information on the products or pricing, let me know and I'll be glad to help you. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And I hope you have a fantastic day.